Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Stellaris. We are in the process of upgrading our space stations and making sure that we are fully defended in case the late game crisis comes in. So we've been spending all of our minor artifacts in order to pretty much take care of the upgrades that are going on. There's not a huge amount else that's going on right at the moment, but as you can see, our various stations are getting
construction complete.
Beefy. And some of them are literally just being upgraded, and there's not much else that'll be going on there. Some of them have needed full-on retrofits. Let's get an ancient shield overcharger. We'll also get a defense grid supercomputer. This hydroponics bay can go. That'll get changed for a target uplink computer, and the resource silos can stay. And that'll be Myos station done.
Construction complete.
Next up, oh yeah, you've got space for some ancient ramparts. So 2 ancient ramparts there. You've already got defense grid. You've already got ancient shield. So let's give you a disruption field generator and
Spaceborne life form encountered.
You've already got the ancient
Spaceborne life
shield
form
overcharger. Let's put target uplink computer. Most of these I'm going to have to revisit and actually build the defenses on them, but that's fine in itself.
Construction complete.
Oh, you are fully decked out, aren't you? Okay. Let's get your platforms upgrading, first of all. And we can activate our relics already. Okay. We'll go for the one that gives experience first. Then we'll do lateral artifacting. So we can activate a second one. And we will activate the VIR core. Although we could do the one that gives us well, it only does 500 minor artifacts. It's really not that many. No, let's go for the VIR core. We'll also buy the Enclave research again. Renew that as we always do. And then the actual level ups. So what are we going to give you? You're governing Rossel, which is a research world. So planetary analyst. Let's keep leaning into that research. Fronds of Red, governing Trappist Prime. Elite population resource output. Now the elites aren't really, they don't do a huge amount. Maybe we'll go for Utopian Idealist. Just make people happy in the area. I think overall that would probably benefit us a reasonable amount. Now we are letting time move forwards while we check on these.
Ships upgraded.
But we do have other things going on, like this archaeological site. Hold the line. Your call is important to us. The manual's comm frequency connected us to the help desk mainframe of a commercial entity known as Sky Garden. With a friendly, though neutral tone, the help desk AI informed us that it appreciated us reaching out and asked if there was anything it could aid us with. Among the listed options were answering questions about subscriptions, learning about the new line of smart defense systems, and if we wish to know more about the corporation's social responsibility initiatives. However, the subsequent options continued to direct us entirely unrelated topics. Worst of all, we would often put our engineers on hold only to drop the call. Obviously, the service AI had not survived the passing of time as well as the rest of the habitat. Nevertheless, we will continue trying through the arcane system. Yeah. Now, our science nexus is building. As soon as that's done, we're going to move on to building other things. But for right now, our focus is on these buildings. Right, we're
Research
upgrading
complete.
this one to a citadel. Let's sort our research out first. We will get more energy weapon fire rate, and over here, more naval capacity would be nice, but we can't do that just yet. Fleet command limit would allow us to expand our current fleets. That's probably a sensible one. More strike craft damage. We don't really use strike craft much, but we do have some, and this is a little bit faster. So we'll get that in 16 months. Queue up a few defense platforms on this place, and that takes all of our minor artifacts for the moment. Turtle Station, let's get your ancient ramparts building. You've already got the ancient shield overcharger.
Research complete.
So we'll get defense grid supercomputer here. Then probably the disruption field generator. And we can't queue up the next thing just yet. Right, engineering research is done. We have been pushing for defense platforms, so putting defense platform damage up fits in line with that. What are we voting on now in the Senate? The Storm Movement Mandate. Use of storm repulsion technology would put us in breach of galactic law. We have vehemently opposed this, and it looks like that's going to be fine.
Construction complete.
We could do with buying some more living metals. We are getting a little low on those. Let's do that. We've got plenty of trade stockpile. So we'll drop each of those down, and let's have a look at the archaeological side. Right, our engineers report that regardless of what they said to the AI after passing through several menus, the system would simply revert back to a previous statement. We attempted to run several simulations to map out the exact menu tree, but our efforts returned recursive errors and an inability to both solve and check the solution at the same time. Even running a quantum model achieved no desirable results. We suspect we accidentally collapsed a few wave functions in the process. We're at a loss. So we could just be mean to the AI? We need more engineering research, really. Let's mash the buttons. I do find it amusing.
Handshake protocols activated.
Let's queue this place up for replacing. Defense grid supercomputer. Disruption field generator.
Ships upgraded.
And the Vivarium tanks, I think we'll probably get rid of them. Mostly. We do have some that we'll keep around, but these ones aren't really needed. Let's put the physics insight on. A lot of our stuff is very repetitive that we're doing at this stage in the game. Right, first things first. Let's have a look at the caravan fleet. What have you guys got? 6 months of society research, and we get a resettlement destination chance. Not interested. Still not interested in that. Brigands blockade at Veracia. It's amusing because it's not a place we're going to go. Representatives of the Cervantian Coalition, a temporary blockade is now in effect at Veracia. Processing and transportation of food and minerals through the system are now subject to seizure by external customs and acquisitions officers of the Bernat Thasocracy. All non-merchant vessels will be turned away or else fired upon. These conditions will remain in effect until our ECA quotas can be met. Sometimes these custom checks can be stressful, we understand. Cooperators no need to be harmed. Yeah, you'll regret this. We don't care about it, really. It's not a place we're going to be going. It serves us no purpose to be over there. We've got a few more artifacts, so we could do some more station refinements. Right, you are maxed out
Ships
now.
upgraded.
Valdus Prime, you can fit a few more on. Oh no, you've already got them all queued up. Rieta, you can queue up some more. That is you maxed out. Mate Station. You're currently building the ancient ramparts and defense grid supercomputers. And that takes up all of our artifacts. Back to hold the line. Finally a breakthrough. The AI admonished us for abusing the control panel and stated we should wait until we're contacted by a customer service representative. For a while we were left waiting, then the comm line was reopened. The entity on the other end introduced herself as the record keeper of the Sky Garden Corporation. The help desk itself is an AI program she had inherited from the last record keeper. As far as she knows, the comm station had not been used since the bankruptcy of Sky Garden many years ago. When we questioned why she remained working for a bankrupt organisation, she simply said it was in her contract. Explaining our situation, the record keeper dug an old quick start guide to the habitat. She'll transfer the digital impression of the pages to us soon. It is a very interesting one. Keeping these things moving forwards is really quite satisfying. Some of our stations have got to proper big chonky
Handshake protocols activated.
fleet powers. Okay, energy weapon fire rate is up. Let's push for... This is slightly faster, but it's not really... It's not really useful to us because we do have pretty much a max on energy credits. I will go for it for now. Our trade stockpile is maxed out. Well, it's not quite maxed out, but it's getting closer. So we'll keep things all moving in about the same direction. Trap Station, how are you doing? Caravaneers have got an old vessel. Let's let the sun swallow it. Definitely don't want to touch any of those things. If we queue up
Research complete.
a disruption field generator down there, that will be good. Right, strike craft damage is done. Can we do more naval capacity? No, it doesn't look like it. Then we'll go for strike craft at fire rate. Now, there is every chance we'll hit the victory year before a crisis occurs, but I'd still like to be prepared just in case. We have a lot of exotic gases, volatile motes, rare crystals. Even nanites, we're getting 19 per tick. Looks like we've finished the archaeological site. So, after the noise of activating machinery slowly died down, we decided to reach out to the record keeper once more to thank her. She told us she'd recovered some information on the station. Apparently, it had been built over 5 centuries ago as a prototype, but was lost in the astrological chaos following a particularly nasty cosmic storm. The loss of property and development costs was enough to bankrupt Sky Garden, helping us with the record keeper's first useful task in years. Besides, she said, it was really nice to hear my great-grandmother's voice on the line again, even if it was just an AI. Oh, that's lovely. So we gained a free habitat complex, which we can now colonize, I guess. It's not particularly spectacular, but why not? Let's colonize it as we could do a fortress station. Set it up to just work on our naval capacity. And we could send in some uplifted Azavians. Let's do the... Oh. It doesn't matter who we send across because we're going to be replacing them anyway. And building a Genesis Preserve on board. So we'll just do these Azavians. Go ahead and colonize it. In fact, cancel that for a second. If we select different things, does it change these? No, it doesn't. Right, Fortress Station, colonize. It will be Errol. That'll take a moment to go through. We could build more habitats and things, but I don't think we really need to in terms of like maxing out our sprawl. Still nice to get a level of resolution on that. Let's bring you back somewhere a bit more central. Sustain Cosmic Storm? I don't think we want to sustain the storms. More storms coming through the area. They're going to be damaging our planet slightly, but there's not much we can do about that. We have enough unity that we can do another ascension. So let's head back to Valdus. The next one will take 355,000. Yeah, our sprawl is getting larger. The regulated growth has actually caused a bit of a problem for us. Can we counter that? There we go. Can't do it for another 1,201 days. Well, it'll be what it'll be. We've sorted out the immediate accommodation problems here, but not a huge amount. Hertel Secundus, you're looking fine.
Construction complete.
Got a lot of civilians. We could put some basic districts and things in, but I'm not sure if they would really help much. If we do the specializations, that might give us a little bit of benefit. Let's not conclude the session too early. Let's sell some of our excess materials. And you don't have enough accommodation because of all the devastation that's coming on because of the bloody storms. It's a shame. It really is. We could get one more city district. That'll help out a little bit, but really we just need it to pass. In the meantime, we return to our various stations. So, Pathar, you are all good.
Research complete.
Valdus, you are as good as you're going to be. Let's queue up our next bits of research. We'll go for energy weapon fire rate, because that's the cheap one. Down here on engineering research, kinetic weapon fire rate. Just keep both of those ticking along. Move for the station, you've got all yours queued up. We do have a few more upgrades that we can queue up at the illuminated jewel station.
Handshake protocols activated.
This renew. Let's get your last. Do a communications jammer there. What's this? Anything else to show us? Not people. Show us your wares. Same thing as before. We're not interested. Move along.
Construction complete.
And more stations are getting ready for us to queue up a whole bunch of platforms. The Kithian Holy Union has finally developed psychic powers. It is indeed an interesting race. We need so many more minor artifacts for all of these stations. We do have other stations that can still fit more buildings on, but we'll wait until all their building stuff is sorted. In fact, we can get this one queued up. We'll
Research
do communications
complete.
jammer down here. And carry on with more unity. It does keep us ascending. Yeah, we'll go for more unity. Our sprawl is ticking up. That's going to be all down to our population growth. But the big thing for the moment, the Science Nexus has been completed. Now this Science Nexus is producing 300 of each type of research. By itself, it is contributing 1/16 of our total research amount. That's giant. It means we can also start on our next big megastructure. So if we're going to do another megastructure, let's see what the options are. Strategic Coordination Center. Facility synchronizing the National Starbase network, augmenting defensive and offensive capabilities. I think that is probably a smart development for us, given we're going maximum defense right now. I should probably put it in a system that has a big station. You know what? Let's put it up here. Let's put it in Ceston. Oh, there's an anomaly that I hadn't seen before. Let's get a science ship over here. Right, Strategic Coordination Center. That can go just over here. Quadrex. Come and research this. And are there any other? There are some other anomalies that we've just somehow missed. You go research. Next up, we'll change over for the Emplar is assisting cloaking to. Let's do the Listblar. And the Parplar. You're investigating. And the Suplar. Go ahead and research those. Well, I had no idea that that was going on in the background. Okay, back to the stations.
New frontiers established.
We've got 419 artifacts. We can afford to build a few more platforms somewhere. We'll get some upgrades
Construction
going.
complete.
You have more that we can build. Let's get the disruption field generator in here. So the first of them, the comet was revealed to be a giant nest filled with tiny insects. Ugh. The tail of the comet is not outgassed eyes, but rather exhaust from chemical processes occurring deep inside the hive. The outer layer of the nest is comprised of dead individuals, protecting the living inside from the harsh conditions of space. I think we're going to do look but don't touch. We don't want to destroy these things. The next thing we have to deal with, Master of Guidance, has gained a level. We could give you an expertise in psionics. However, if we give you Inquisitive, you're going to make us just faster at research overall and give us more alternatives, which means more chance of getting the ones we want. I think we'll go for Inquisitive. Alright, back to the anomaly. So the pod discovered in Umbra 1 has been left to the mercy of the storm. Even though the data signature it uses looks to be one of ours, the pod is definitely alien. We answered the request for communications cautiously, but we were met with elation by the capsule's inhabitant. He explained he'd been dragged along by the Tempest for some time and is seeking rescue. His vessel's life support systems were on the brink of failure. When asked to identify themselves, the stranger bizarrely claimed to be a member of our own crew. The lie is painfully obvious, but there's no other reason than the fact that everyone is aboard our ship. Bring it aboard, I'm curious. We'll activate Astral Boost, and we may be able to... both of these are already queued up, cool. So back to the Imitator. We brought the escape pod on board our ship, and the ruse ended as soon as the capsule seal opened, after which the alien within immediately launched into desperate pleas. During a routine inspection of the escape pod on his mothership, he was trapped inside and ejected into space. Sadly, no one aboard the vessel noticed he was missing. Oh no! Stranded for months, he used what little tech he could find aboard his pod to mimic the energy signals of passing ships as a type of lure. However, even this failed to attract help. Worst of all, the cosmic storm took hold of the pod, dragging it light years from its home. Driven to extremes by loneliness and fear, he concocted a plan to pose as a missing crew member of any ship that happened to be passing by. The pod dweller apologized for the deception, but it's good to be alive. Such resourcefulness could be useful. I don't know if we need an alien leader though. We're already at capacity for each of our leaders. Let's provide transport to the nearest inhabited planet. And that means we can immediately do an ascension.
Ships upgraded.
So back to Valdus.
Handshake protocols activated.
The next one is going to be over 400,000. Well, 360,000 after reductions. Ooh. The Baldrak that we helped with the revolution are contacting us. This is Citizen Fantunga. The People's Revolutionary Council has unanimously voted to rename the planet, formerly known as Baldrak, to Fantangia in honor of my leadership. Also, the planet formerly known as New Baldrack shall henceforth be known as Chabamak, after Chabki Radar, our Minister of Public Safety. That is all. You know what? It's fine. It's interesting enough. I should have a very quick check of our various planets just to make sure that we've got enough jobs for everyone. Seldis could do with a little bit more. You know what, let's upgrade the civilian industry bit. Further could also do with a little more, but we'll do that with a city district, which will give 200 bureaucrat jobs. A Voltamar hub could do with a little bit as well. I think we will go ahead and get a research institute. Would probably be smart to have here anyway.
Research complete.
We'll do research labs and then a research institute. And in the meantime, we will push on with more shield hit points. The Illuminated Dual Bureaucracy Station. You're fine on stuff, so we'll ignore that for now. The Dewtrap Starbase has finished its queue, so this place can start getting...
Council agenda ready.
Getting all the defense platforms built. And we will launch our Genetic Pursuit agenda. Next up, let's go for Pioneer Politics. Just to pick something, because they're not really doing much for us at this moment. Let's buy a whole bunch of living metals. We're definitely not being the most efficient in the way we're utilizing these, but it's fine because we have such a surplus. The passing cosmic storm has left more than devastation and boundless hollow. More geographical features. The storms are very interesting. Like they pass by, but I can see if you had a relatively small place. Oh, this is going to be passed. What? I should have ended this early. Right, we need to call in some favors. There we go. Just to make sure. Oh, look at that. They called in more favors. Right. We're going to call in more favors. How many more do we need? We need like another 12k in total. You know, let's do some of the smaller ones. I could end it prematurely just to make sure. Yeah. End it prematurely. Not taking a risk of us being in breach of galactic law.
Handshake protocols activated.
Even though it won't really matter because we are massively powerful, but still not interested in that. We don't want to. We want to be setting a good example, really. That's what I'm trying to say. No, Virch. You've got plenty queued up.
Construction complete.
Right, Endaran Station. We'll get all of your bits ready.
Ships upgraded.
Communications jammer will work for you.
Handshake protocols activated.
And the last one. It's going to be the Despadillan system. And let's go for the disruption field generator there. Now, the sleeper's awake. What's this? Oh no. Oh no. It began as a subtle shift in ill behavior. That's the ill remnant. Up here. Scattered reports of their ships, once rarely seen outside their own space, now being spotted in remote systems all across the galaxy. Highly advanced scouting vessels visiting ancient ruined worlds, refusing all hails and fleeing when attacked. Their purpose and mission unknown. Until now. We now know that the ill were preparing, recovering the databanks of survey beacons and automated scouting posts left behind when they retreated to their present borders. Gathering information for their return to the galactic stage. In ill space, fleets are gathering, armies are being mustered, and ancient factories roar to life. For the first time in an age, the ill reclaimers are looking outwards beyond their borders and towards the galaxy at large. As their decaying shipyards are repaired and refitted, and dormant systems of Titan foundries come online, the rest of the galaxy is left with only one question. Who will this once sleeping giant target first in their quest to reclaim age-old glory lost? We should bring our fleets across quickly. Oh my god, they are giant, right. I mean, our fleets are big-ish. They have closed their borders, so we're not going to be able to get in without declaring war, but if we're in the area, we could potentially, like, take a system off them, maybe? Would that give any benefit? So I need to be thinking about what's closest to them and what can we do to mitigate the problems. Come across. We'll get everyone in the area. We want at least one buffer system, because if they start expanding, we're gonna need to consider that. And we'll bring our massive juggernaut in as well. So we're maxed out on Titans, we're maxed out on Juggernauts. I don't like it much. Really. Do we want to build more fleets and go over the top? It'd probably be smart to start doing it. So let's have a think about what would be useful. More battleships, probably. And because it's the ill remnant, they have mixed armor and shields. but really not much hull. So if we refit everything to be penetrating, and they are primarily shield damage but not armor damage. Yeah, we're going to refit everything. Let's get rid of the missile boats. And we are going to redesign these. So we want maximum penetration. Phase disruptors have penetration. Nano missile cloud launchers also have penetration, but they could be shot down. But they do more hull damage. I think we'll go for phase disruptors. In fact, you know what? I've already made this decision on the bigger ships. There we go, it's the Ditrex. Yeah, we went for the arc emitter, that was it. And the strike craft. So it was shield penetration with armor damage, that's what we were trying to do. And we went for the maximum amount of armor on things. I think we should probably stick with the same. Do away with shields entirely and just lean into the armor. So the neutronium armor, 290. Crystal infused plating would just give hull points. Ancient pulse armor gives a mix of armor and shield. Yeah, do away with the shields entirely. We'll go full armor. And nanite repair system. Phase disruptors, they've got 60% tracking. It's not huge, but the accuracy is 100%. The range is small, so we're going to need to get in close. And you are not really an artillery anymore, although that will improve the range slightly. I don't think it really helps much. I think we're going to go swarm ships for evasion chance. And we're going to call this something else. No, all of those are bad. Let's call it the Scorpion. And this is going to be kind of what we end up doing with most of the ships we have. So, anti-shield can also go. Scorpion is our new interceptor. We could also turn it into a picket ship and get rid of missiles, but I don't think that's really useful. As for our frigate, torpedo boat is the only option. So we will do much the same. Give a plasma cannon. And devastated torpedoes, I guess. Shield penetration, armor damage, yeah. Do what we can. More neutronium armor, nanite repair system. And this is going to be the Buffalo. Strafing runs, go for it. I'm not sure if frigates are really a good build type. Back to the designers. So, torpedo boat can go. We're gonna do the same for our destroyers. I think it's probably worth us having one artillery and one gunship. I don't know if we're going to want to pick it, but... all plasma, all the time. Nanite repair system. And do we have... we could just boost the armor hit points even more. That's not a terrible plan. Or get armor hardening. Do they have any form of penetration? Not armor penetration, so we don't need armor hardening. So I think this is probably fine. Or we go to boost their evasion chance. No, we'll have the extra armor. Line ships probably fine. Yeah, we'll keep it as is. You will be the wolf. Which is really a wolf gunship. So the gunship can go. Next up, the picket ship. Currently using the Guardian Point Defense, which does some armor penetration but doesn't do shield damage. I don't think they're really going to be using much in the way of missiles, so I'm not too worried about it. Nanite flak battery, however, does look okay. Maybe we swap one of them over. So it's got a little bit going for it. Neutronium armor, and then over here, auxiliary fire control makes a lot of sense for these. Improving the accuracy slightly. But you know what? We'll give them the nanite repair system. So this is the B picket ship. And our artillery is going to be done in much the same way. And this one will be the Coyote. Okay, we've got 2 that we need to do at cruise level. Let's clear out the excess. Actually, it's not plasma that we need. Let me go back to the Coyote. No, that was wrong. This needed to be cloud lightning for the penetration. Cloud lightning and the phase disruptor. Save that. B picket was fine. The wolf was not fine. This needed to be the phase disruptor. Almost made a horrible mistake there. Buffalo, phase disruptor. Scorpion is fine. Okay. Back to what we were doing. So, cloud lightning on those. Phase disruptor on the remaining ones. Let's not push for evasion because we don't have much evasion. We'll go nano repair system. And just really push that armor up. This is going to be the Raven. Phase disruptors all along here. All the armor. And one nanite repair system. And this is the Hawk. Then up to the battleships. So we're going to, again, have 2 designs. One for the interdictors. Do we have anything with just plain shield penetration and armor penetration? Focused arc emitter goes right in there. Big up the cloud lightning. And this is going to be the Rhino. Then the interdictor. So cloud lightning for these. Phase disruptors for everything else. Nanite repair system and asteroidal carapace. Let's have this one as the giraffe. And then it's just onto the Titan. So Perdition Beam does armor damage, hull damage. The Ruination Gate does armor damage, hull damage. This does a hell of a lot more, so we'll keep it. Titan Core is going to get all the cloud lightning. If we push for 30% daily hull regen and actually let's go for 60% daily armor regen. That's an obscene amount. We'll keep it called the implant. Defense platforms I think are probably fine because of the range we need on them. They have gone very strangely with shields rather than hull with the nanite repair system. Okay, can't directly do it while we've got them being built. So I may have to cancel all of the current ones. Let's just call it generic defense for right now. We're not doing the Autrex. The Juggernaut I am happy with. So we need to go and make sure we don't have any in the build queues quickly. So Sheltered Reach, you're fine. Now this is going to end up giving us a whole bunch of minor artifacts by accident. So we may end up maxing out slightly. Ancient ramparts are fine. Let's get the defense platforms cleared off though. Nearly there. Oh, that was a defense grid supercomputer. That was a mistake. Let's re-queue that. That was instead of the Interstellar Recruitment Office, I think. No, it was there. Okay, We should be able to remove that other design now. Okay, we are now in a position to do the big upgrades, but we're unfortunately out of time for today. So what we'll do is we'll very quickly go through and we'll just do the retrofits on these. So the gunships become the probably the wolves, yeah. The pickets become the bees. Artillery becomes artillery. Broadside becomes broadside. Interdictor becomes the giraffe. And we're going to need to do these for all of them. But that fleet is now ready to be upgraded. And we'll just run through and do the others very quickly. So all the corvettes get switched over to the same type. You are a wolf. You are a coyote. You are a bee. There's the artillery. And then we're down to the battleships. And the Titan is already the right type. So you guys can also go for upgrade. Right, I'm going to do the last ones off camera, rather than making you sit through all of those again. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of Stellaris. See you soon.